Welcome back to Project Nihilist, everyone. In this video, we're going to get a lot of laughs out of Fallacy McSmugface, aka Troll Despiser, in his video titled Bible Proven Scientifically True, Part 1. It's not unusual to come across a young earth creationist who doesn't know jack about science, but this idiot, well, hang around and you'll see.
So I'm doing a lot of videos about atheism and Christianity and the Bible and all that. And so I did a video on asking why do atheists continuously look at all the videos and evidence and look at Christian side, look at agnostic side and atheist side and Gnostic side. Why do they even care? Why would they look it up? Why would it matter to them?
Well, that's a super easy one, my dude. We are trying to raise awareness about how ridiculous your fairy tale is and point out the science denying y'all do is in fact not supported by the science.
And I'm getting some really good feedback. It's still kind of soon, but I appreciate the feedback. It's really great to hear different opinions.
In this video, dude, you forgot to turn on your comments section, so I couldn't respond there, and that's why I'm making the video.
One thing I have noticed is that the opinions vary greatly. There are people coming on saying, well, it means this and it means that, and you have the wrong idea. I've always stated that atheists don't believe in God. And somebody comes on, you have the wrong idea about atheism. It means they don't believe in God. That's exactly what I said, so we're on the same page.
Oh, turn the page, brother. Turn the page.
Like most Christians, dude wants to fit everyone into one box or the other. But there are hard atheists, soft atheists, anti-theists, and a huge range of agnostics. But we're here looking for your Bible evidence.
But one thing I wanted to say is that I had someone today who said, I am an atheist. I do not believe in God, because there's zero evidence, and yet my response to them was, there's more evidence on my side than there is on atheist side. There is absolutely zero evidence that atheist is the way to go.
I don't know what it means to go atheist, but that's not how evidence works. Evidence doesn't prove things, buddy. That's what math is for.
Look at the Bible. The Bible, which is a Christian book, which atheists, generally, I've never heard an atheist not say this, say it's just a random book that somebody wrote. It has absolutely nothing to do with God. It is just a book of fluff. It's fairy tales. Okay? Even scientists that are agnostic, scientists that are atheists, believe that the Bible's real. They believe that it was written 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. They believe that. They don't think it's just a random book. It's obviously a religious book, and it's also a history book.
First off, agnostics are not atheists by definition, and this guy likes definitions. Second, what atheists have you been talking to, buddy? Of course the Bible is an old religious book that talks about real places and some real people, and it's the magic we have a problem with. You know, that stuff you have no evidence for.
And the places and things that were in the Bible, of actual physical, tangible places, have been proven. And there's even temples and stuff that are mentioned in the Bible from thousands of years ago that have been found in ruin, which they still have columns, they still have the general shape, and they found colosseums that were in the Bible. So they have proven that these things in the Bible are real.
Harry Potter has a lot of real places in it too. Does that make Potterism true?
Then they proved that they were 2,000 to 3,000 years old. They gave the amount of years old that these stones had been erected and these buildings were built.
Just a straight up genetic fallacy through and through. Egypt exists, therefore Exodus. England exists, therefore Harry Potter.
So if atheist scientists have proved that the Bible is real,
I reject the claim through and through. Science doesn't prove things, and scientists aren't filling in the gaps with your God or any other gods.
Not necessarily on the connection of God is real. They don't believe in God, but they believe that it is a real book. It's a real history book. It does have stories in it that can be proven through the artifacts they found through archaeology.
Oh, I see what you did there. You lied in your title and think because Jerusalem exists, you think the Garden of Eden is an actual place, and Harry Potter sort of died when Voldemort killed him.
We have more proof on the Christian side than the atheists do.
Oh boy, you really are confused. We atheists know all about your evidence. Most of it isn't actually evidence, and even if your brand of God was real, why would we want to worship him? He's kind of an awful guy.
You can't prove to me the Big Bang Theory happened. You can't prove to me that evolution is happening. You can't prove any of that. It's all conjecture.
Colonel Smugface swinging with the nuh-uh, prove it. Well, science doesn't prove things, buddy. We make models, and our models work. Maybe not as easily as Jesus did it all. Science does have a prerequisite, though. It's called an edumacation.
It's all just hypothetical theory.
Just in case you don't want to ever say something this hilariously embarrassing again, spend an hour reading the basics of the scientific method, because what you just said is dumb.
Hypothetical theory. It's all hypothesis. It's all just guessing.
Whoever told you that owes you an apology.
We think this happened. Christians don't think that the creation happened. We know it happened.
So, no evidence other than your apocalyptic blood magic death worshipping book says a thing.
You guys, well, yeah, I mean, it probably did. I mean, we think that this is what happened. We don't know what caused the big explosion. We don't know how something came out of that. Well, if you ever studied explosions and that much heat, a big, huge, massive, millions of mile long explosion would be so hot, nothing could come out of it. So even a scientist has to be a complete and total idiot to say that something came out of that.
Your personal incredulity and complete misunderstanding of the model of the expansion of the universe and comparing it to an Earth-based explosion really shows us your true colors, buddy.
Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there.
There's no way something came out of that. It's just absolutely impossible. You can't get matter out of an explosion. Living matter. You can get ash. I mean, it's just preposterous to me.
And I see your true colors.
So, but it is interesting that atheists are Big Bang Theory people, and that's all just fluff.
There are tons of scientists out there who aren't young Earth zealots. Stop trying to fit us all in your little tiny boxes, guy.
And yet they say the Bible is fake, false, ridiculous, recently just, well, I mean, some of them admit that it was written thousands of years ago. Some don't. Some say, well, you know, it's always being rewritten and it's always this and always that. No, it isn't. I mean, just within the last few years, they've taken out some of the things like gay and lesbian stuff out of there because they say it's offensive.
I think Mr. Smugface is pulling this out of his ass and pretending he found an Easter egg. Remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah where these two angels go into town and all the men go insane and get horny for the angels? Is anyone editing that shit out of the Bible? And it's really gay. I hope we get to some scientific evidence eventually.
That's why, you know, you don't buy a new Bible, because the new Bible is changed slightly. It hasn't changed much, and it's only because they're omitting things that they think are offensive.
I spent a couple minutes looking for a PC Bible where this stuff has been edited out or whatever. If anyone knows of one in particular, like, let me know in the comments.
But that's not here or there. That's just typical society that we live in now. You know, because people are offended by anything. They're offended by potatoes. They're offended by Wolverines. I don't know. It's just stupidity what they get offended by now. But
how's the saying go? Fallacies, falsehoods, and fakeries. It's too bad projection doesn't begin with an F.
So I'm interested in all this stuff because it's like atheists have absolutely zero, not even a little bit of evidence, and Christians have quite a bit.
Really? then it's a goddamn shame that you completely and utterly failed to present zero evidence for Christianity in this video.
Through scientific discovery and archaeology. And yet, they say zero evidence. Really? You haven't been watching TV, you haven't been watching YouTube, you haven't been watching the History Channel, because it's all over there.
Wow. An appeal to the worst type of authority. I seen on the History Channel once where an underwater volcano erupted, and it totally explained all of the Exodus curses. However, a natural event isn't Jesus magic. Therefore, nope, never. No Bible boys subscribe to this hypothesis.
Now, I'm pretty sure that they found the Noah's Ark.
Dude's obviously not been following along my channel. Is he talking about Noah's Ark that was found in Pennsylvania, or the one found under Saddam Hussein's palace? Did he hear something about that guy Ron Wyatt, which I just had a couple videos about on my channel? It might not be in this video, but he doesn't know the name of answers in Genesis or the Ark encounter, and how they say Noah's Ark has never been found, but cites them as a source for the Ark.
If you watch, I've watched scientists talk about the Noah's Ark, and then the people that did that Noah Ark recreation in Kentucky. They say it's absolutely impossible. I'll do a video on that and give you some ideas where you can look up that.
Dude isn't lying. He made that video, and I recorded it, and I told him in his comments that I was making this video.
I mean, it is possible that those animals were on there in 2x2s, some of which they're not taking in account. And scientists, they're doing everything they can to make it look bad and impossible. But it is possible, and it is explained.
My problem is, well, it's not science, it's math. We have modern-day ships the size of Noah's Ark that have sank in calm waters. The diversity of life, land life, just couldn't be preserved on a ship, while all the plants and insects drown. And then there's this hyper-evolution and energized plant growth. The water drained after a year, and somehow the freshwater fish still have bugs to eat. Science does have evidence for 5 extinction-level events. However, none of them are a global flood, because where did the water go?
So you can look that up. Just go to the Noah's Ark webpage, I guess.
I guess I can just go to the Noah's Ark webpage, I guess.
And try to find links there. I'll try to find it and then tell you how to find the video. But
that's so embarrassing for you, because it's like I know more about Noah's Ark than you do.
It's quite interesting. But these comments are interesting too, because they all disagree on the premise of theism and atheism, and agnostic and Gnostic. Gnostic is way more complicated than what people are telling me. There's many different types of Gnostic people, so a lot of people just telling their opinion, not fact, and they're not telling definitions. I'm a definitions guy, not necessarily an opinion guy. If I do an opinion, I tell you it's my opinion, but I'm not going to tell you that's exactly what it is when it's not the definition.
Cue the music. That's another creationist crazy train crashing into another ravine who thinks his opinions are evidence and clearly doesn't give two shits about definitions. Thanks for stopping by. Do all that free shit and let me know what you think in the comments below.
This is not the first time I heard this from an atheist or someone who doesn't know anything about the Bible.
And yet, it's his video about Noah's Ark that makes it obvious that he doesn't know jack shit about the Bible either.